Welcome to Sheba Sunday. I hope you guys have had a really lovely week and weekend. I feel like we all kind of came together, certainly Americans, a little spot of like hope, joy with the vigilante assassin who, has been unalived, that health insurance CEO who makes 10 million a year to ensure your grandmother is not covered for her insulin. um and yeah, so it's been really cool to see everyone kind of be like recognize him as like a hero rather than what the ruling class wants us to think of him. It's like, oh, violence is never the answer. Like, babe, sorry, like the ruling class has been manufacturing our consent for why it's okay for civilians to be murdered routinely. So yeah, love that for us. Uh, I love that there's like a look-alike competition. I hope people are all trying to flood, you know, um, just like the our information with reasonable doubt. And loved the what do you call it? He had the Monopoly money in a bag. The bullets said um defund, no wait, like depose, deny something, because apparently like in health insurance the motto is the 3Ds: deny, delay, and like defend or something. Crazy what we've allowed as normal, am I right? um so anyway, though, today I'm going to talk about living a soft life, which I'm sure many think that this CEO guy lives a soft life. I often associate it with, having wealth and having like, the kind of ease and freedom that comes with having wealth. Sorry, I was like, oh, is Billy coming? No, it's okay. Um, yeah, and like we also totally see that that is not, if that's what we mean by a soft life, just like having a lot of money and getting to do whatever you want with it, including not help people stay alive or have a better quality of life. Like that's not sustainable. We can't do that. And so as someone who just like kind of does have a very soft life, um, I think, you got to do it responsibly. With great power comes great responsibility. And, if we're all going to have nice things, I'm going to have to show you how it's done. Because, following these white guys, following these white people, like we're not going to get the right message of how we're supposed to do this. So, yeah. How should I start this? Let me think. Okay, so like I guess for me, I think I have a lot of privilege, and I feel like the Matrix like wants us to be ashamed of that and like to kind of like discount it and be like, no, it didn't help me in any way. Like I had to like work to get here and all this stuff. Like, bro, I don't know. My ancestors were enslaved for generations, and so like I'm definitely like my reparations are that I'm gonna have an easy life. And that's kind of how I started off life, much more privileged than most, with parents who were both English speaking citizens who had college degrees and graduate degrees, and yeah, just a more privileged, got me a more privileged start than most. But so now, I have the privilege of having all this time, all of these resources to rest and ponder, and reflect. I don't have to keep just staying on the rat race and reacting and just responding and juggling, like that's like not my life. I don't have to do that. I can observe, I can explore. Um, and because I have that like privilege, that power, I got to use it responsibly, babes. If I've got this like privilege to have this like freedom, this security, I can't squander it by acting like I don't. have this security, or like I don't have the time to look at what's going on, you know? I don't have to like, oh, time's out, time's running out. You gotta make a decision. You gotta do all these things. You don't have any time to like ask questions or but like no. So if I have that freedom, gotta use it, babe. Um, so I feel like for me, you know, I see a lot like kind of the alcohol industry tells us we're supposed to like part of a soft life is like wine and drinking champagne and drinking the finest scotches and stuff. I really think like uh cutting out alcohol like really helped me like be present and like enjoy what I have more. Like when I was drinking alcohol, I just got so anxious all the time. I also was spending a lot of money on it and it was just like draining my energy. So now, you know, I still enjoy like taking substances that like help alter my consciousness. I prefer an expanded consciousness, an expanded kind of energy. Alcohol is kind of a depressant and it's like a very short-lived any fun that comes with it is like pretty short-lived and the bad effects are pretty long reaching. So yeah, I love me a consciousness expanding substance though. Um Especially cuz you know, yeah, I think for humans, for all the species, just like the state of the universe of reality is that like expansion, growth, evolution is natural. I think it's natural, it's intuitive, it's an instinct. Like, you know, other species aren't like um, resisting the instinct to evolve. It's just what happens. And I think it feels good. I really think like avoiding expansion and growth and evolution is what is painful and difficult and awkward. Um, yeah. So, like, if you've got this privilege, I think, like, I certainly have the time to expand and grow and evolve in a way that's like directed by me. And it's like going great. And so like yeah, I've been seeing with this power that I have, um, you know, one of the things I have to do, like, because, you know, another thing that I'm privileged of is being married. I'm in this like heteronormative relationship. And so I really have to make sure that my spouse doesn't misuse their power. Like my ex-husband, very compromising person, very like always trying to get one over on somebody and always trying to like me, like really jealous and I can't be I'm too powerful. I can't be co-signing someone like that, you know? And um you know, I recently broke up with someone because they were going to join the military. You know, like my job is to make sure my partner doesn't go and do something immoral or, you know, abusive or unethical that is possibly legal. You know, he could be a health insurance, let me not say healthcare, a health insurance exec. He could work at, you know, a mainstream media or a pharmaceutical or an arms dealer, like Northrop Grumman or whatever that is. Um, could be a cop. But like it's my responsibility to be like, no, ew, I'm not letting someone like that near me in my beautiful, powerful space. Like, absolutely not. Um, so yeah, like I gotta make sure, you know, my spouse is like, yeah, using their power responsibly. You know, I don't like that, like, we have this idea once people like kind of make money, you're not allowed to like tell them anything. Like, they can, you know, they're not breaking any laws. Oh, well, then you can't really say anything. And like, no, babes, sorry. Slavery used to be, you know, the law almost used to be legal, but it would have been right for someone to end relationships over someone who insisted on profiting from slavery, even though it was legal. And that's how we have to do it now. Like, now that we know more, we have to do better. You know, we know better, we got to do better, babes. Um, but, you know, one thing that like helps me have this like easy responsible and sustainable life is this like understanding that like I already have everything I need, you know, and everything comes to me right when I need it. So there was this interesting thing that happened back in September. I was my friend brought to my attention, invited me that like maybe I would benefit from a therapist. Absolutely true. Love therapy. Love my therapist. She's so awesome. But before we could have our first meeting, I also was looking for maybe some sort of like a spiritual sort of healing therapy kind of a thing. And I was like looking around at different things, and this one person that like kept popping up and really resonated with me. I looked through their different offerings, and I found something that was like, I was like, oh, this is like affordable healthcare. You know, it was a good bang for my buck. I saw they offered this shamanic slash quantum healing for 111. All of their prices were like, 55, 111. There was one that was like 888. I was like, oh, that's like too expensive. That's kind of crazy. But like, wow, 111 for this shamanic healing. It said it was about 2 hours. It had like, this really detailed like description kind of what to expect. And it talked about like, you will have like a timeline shift. I love stuff like that. I love, being intentional about evolving and seeing what comes with that. And I was like, oh my gosh, for 111, that's like literally nothing. And so I clicked it, and the it was like, are you sure? Then I was like, yes. My credit card company messages me like, did you like try to make this charge? Are you sure? And I was like, yes, absolutely. The credit card company asked me again, messaged me again after I tried to do it. Like, are you sure? You sure you want to do this? I was like, yes. Like, what's going on with this? I like checked the thing. It was like, make sure this is aligned with you. Like it said it on the website. It was like, make sure this is aligned with you, because there are no refunds. I was like, okay, thank you for like making sure. Yes, I want this shamanic healing. So I buy it finally. I was like, ooh, yes. I scheduled it. It was going to be like the next day, maybe 2 days from then, on Friday the 13th. Anyway, I get the confirmation email. I realize the price of it actually wasn't 111. It was actually 1111. So the reason my credit card company kept asking me if I was sure is because I kept charging $1,111 rather than $111. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, I think I heard Billy's phone, by the way. He was looking for it earlier. Anyway, so I was like, okay. And, I saw, I was like, okay, no refunds. All right. I guess the universe wanted me to have this healing, and it knew I was not going to pay 1,000. I was not going to knowingly pay over $1,000 for this thing. But then, what? Immediately, like, my brain started kind of making it okay, justifying it for me. So I didn't feel stupid or bad. I was like, okay, it wanted me to see it like how I needed to see it. I genuinely thought I was getting a bang for my buck. 111, $111, healing thing. It was going to be really interesting. So I, had to see it. I also was thinking like, you know what? I have spent over the years, like at least, $3,000 on therapy, on like this traditional kind of therapy. I also, of course, went to college and law school, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on these institutionalized Western Eurocentric kind of ways of healing and acquiring knowledge. So in the scheme of things, what is $1,000? I recognize my privilege and my power to be able to be like, to accidentally spend over $1,000 in one sitting and still be okay. Still be able to have this like amazing house, and to feed myself and my family, and still have this soft life. So I was like, okay, well, it's like, that accidental, hopefully auspicious thing isn't gonna like break me. So let me just enjoy it. And I actually did. I was like, well, I'm definitely going to get something out of this, paying 1,000 goddamn dollars for it. So I did really enjoy it. I thought it was really great. I knew also this was going to be a funny story later, and I was like, oof, let me like wait until let me wait until all of my money comes in so that I can share this story with Billy, and he won't be like, what? Because yeah, we got it, but $1,000 is still like. Anyway, so one of the things that I got from this shamanic healing, they said that I am, first of all, I've done a lot of work. Like they recognize, they're like, oh, okay, you're pretty along. You're like very far along in your like healing journey, in your like kind of becoming journey. So you kind of, what you need to do, which is like great. But I'm like, damn it, $1,000 for this. Well, I love confirmation though. I do like to know that I'm on the right track. I think we all like that. So loved it. They said, I'm a diamond without the pressure. And that like really resonates. Like I do feel like I'm a diamond. All I have to do is shine, and I don't have to be put under a great pressure. Like I think we oftentimes hear diamonds being used as an analogy for humans, like with like pressure forms diamonds. So all the hard things, all the stuff that's happening to you, that's shaping you into a diamond. Like, nope, I'm already a diamond. Like I don't need to go through all that pressure. Like ease is for me. Like and I know that's something that like we're kind of taught, maybe the Matrix teaches us that like, no, if you're going to be diamond or a diamond or valuable or have this good, easy, soft life, it's got to take, work and pressure. I just don't think so. I don't know. I was thinking about how like my hair, I just got my locks retwisted. I'm actually like growing out my locks. I don't know if you guys know, these are faux locks. Like for at least 6 years, the entire time I've had these are actually just like faux locks. I don't want to give away her technique, but she like crochets them in and stuff. And so now I'm just like, I got these in February, and I'm just like, she just retwists the new growth every couple of months. And I'm just gonna, when like my actual hair is locked long enough, I'll just like pop off the faux part. That's how we do it. Easy does it. And it's interesting, I realized, I think a lot of people assume this is like real, this is like natural, grown from my head, and they assume a lot of like really positive things about me. Like I have a lot of like discipline, or just some sort of a quality that's like better than someone who maybe has a weave or something, or maybe who like doesn't have locks that are as long or something. I don't know. And I'm just like, guys, this is just a story. I love the look of like this like sexy natural look that's really easy. I wake up like this. I don't have to maintain it very much. It takes care of itself, and everyone like thinks really great of me. I'm like, hell yeah, diamond without the pressure. It's great. I just if you are a privileged person like me, you might have to consider, like me, that you're like a lucky girl for whom your dreams always come true. Everything always works out for you. Billy struggled to like understand that and resonate with that when I used to say like, I'm just like a really lucky person. Like I think a lot of us are told maybe we're not supposed to, like that's like not something we're supposed to like claim or sit with or be proud of, or harness, like merit. It's not meritorious or something, meritorious, like you didn't work for it. But like, what if I did? What if I'm lucky because I don't press my luck? I don't test my luck, in the sense. Like I could have kept drinking alcohol like I had been before. And maybe I would have pressed my luck, and I would have like used it up, avoiding getting injured or in trouble drunk driving. Or I would have used up my luck like by like, I'm healthy somehow just because I'm using all of my luck on like protecting my organs, from alcohol or whatever. But since I, you know, don't drink alcohol, I can harness my luck in other ways. And it's great. I feel like with, that shamanic healing, another thing I thought of is that like, I always have enough money. I might not always have as much as I might want. I want maybe a little more freedom, a little more cushion to play with, but I always have what I need, like I always have enough to feed myself and clothe myself and house myself and my family and have, left over to keep going. So I just sent Asma and Ibrahim, the Rajila family in Palestine. I sent them $1,000, which now, a bag of flour is like $200. So I'm like 200 USD. So I know that like 1,000 doesn't even go that far anymore. But I love that like I had that. And I know I'm going to like get it back. I know it's going to come back to me, so I don't have to like hoard it and like never let it go because it's it's never going to come back. I got to save it, and you never know what's going to come up. Like, nope, I know that like no matter what comes up, I'm going to be able to work it in my favor. I don't know. And so with money, like I do want to call in even more of it. I want to be able to harness it even more easily. But some things that have been coming to me recently about money: it is a poor master, but an excellent servant. And I think we're kind of taught to think about it maybe the other way, that we're always supposed to be working to get money. But actually, money works for me. Money comes to me when I need it. And money comes to me when I need it and when I want it, because and it comes to me without me having to do much. I don't have to like go out and work a second job or like do all these things or like, sell my labor to the highest bidder, or not even the highest bidder, just the willing bidders. I don't have to do all that. It just flows to me. I think in part because money likes what I do with it. I let it come and go. I don't like, I'm like, you can't leave me. I need you. I'm not thirsty for it. I'm not overly controlling of it. And so it likes to come to me. It likes to see what I do with it. I always have what I need, just when I need it too. Money isn't just like hanging out in my account, being wasted. It's going to people who need it. I'm saving money from the clutches of evil hands, and I'm redistributing it to the people who need it, to the people who are worthy of it. And I love it. I love that like money trusts me. It knows I'm not going to, give it away to evildoers. I'm not going to fund bad stuff with it, harmful stuff with it. So yeah, love that for me. I'm also not someone who is weighed down by holding on to things I don't need. And that not only means like money, but also, jobs, relationships, love, stories, traditions. I try to let go of the things that don't serve me, so that my hands can be free to hold on to the things that do serve me, right? So yeah, for us, I hope this like helps you to create and sustain responsibly a soft life. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. You can't cling too tightly to it. Otherwise, you'll crush it and you'll ruin it. Okay? So you got to let it go. You got to let go of, yeah, maybe the money, maybe the job, maybe the relationships that you know are not serving you. They're not aligned with your values. They're wasting more of your energy than they're pouring back into you. Um, Maybe they are holding you back from your true purpose, from your true desire, from the things that are going to like heal you and keep you safe and free you. So yeah, like let it go. Let it go. The love, the stories, the traditions that bind you, that you've said you have to just, you gotta, that's all there is. Like, I don't know. You gotta know that you'll have what you need exactly when you need it. So you don't have to cling because you're afraid that you're never gonna get this again. Of course you will. And you'll have it exactly when you need it. You'll even have more. You'll have more than what you fear you won't have, if only you let it go. And so that's like with the shamanic healing, the $1,111 shamanic healing. I knew that like I had at least that and more in my account to like keep me safe, and that money was going to come back in to replenish that. And so I don't have to, I could have in theory like called my credit card company and said like, no, I don't actually approve these charges. Or I could have like tried to fight with the shaman and been like, I need a refund. I don't care what it says on your thing. Like, give it back to me. Like, I kind of like the idea that I'm a person who makes people happy that they charged a high price for their work. Like with this shaman, maybe they were like, I don't know if, anyone thinks my work is worth this much, but let me offer it. And now I've given them some validation that they're like, yes, bitch, you're worth it. People will find their way to you without even knowing, my other friend, an artist, when she first got started, she was making these really cool mirrors. And I think I was like her first sale. I bought her like most expensive one at the time. It was $600. And I was like, can I pay it in installments? But I just know like, Picasso had to start somewhere. Frida Kahlo had to start somewhere. And like the people who were able to see that genius like early, I don't know. It's like people, I don't know. It's just, you got to do it. You just got to do it. And maybe if it's not you, maybe it's me. But I have had a lot of amazing things happen in the past 2 months. So I think there's something to it. And so similarly, me and Billy are going to Guadeloupe at the end of this at the end of this week on Saturday, for 2 weeks. We got the tickets. They were like $800. What? Which less than that shamanic healing, by the way. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna, off the cuff, pay $1,000 for this healing, I can certainly, pay for this trip. And we're gonna be staying with Billy's family, so we won't have to spend that much else. And I'm just like, yes, thank you. This is the soft life I want. Like sustainably traveling. And I know like amazing things are gonna like happen on this trip. Me and Billy love having like fun, life affirming, transformative experiences. So we probably will have some on this trip. So I can't freaking wait. It's gonna be awesome. So everything's made up. Bring your head in here. Put your head against the screen. Love you. Everything's made up. And yeah, let it go, babe. It'll come back to you. It will. I swear. All right. I'll see ya. Bye. Love you. Do I have an end screen? Here we go.